Hi everyone, Paolo here again, and this is book number 18 out of my 52 book summary. And today I'm going to summarize The Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham. And as usual, I have 5 key takeaways. Let's start with the first key takeaway, which is the discipline of thinking. So basically, as a business owner, you need to build into your daily habit the discipline of thinking. So one of the great quotes here is having the right answer is smart, but having the right question is genius. So I think a lot of businessmen or even corporate leaders jump into conclusions and always prioritize having the right answer. Well, in fact, real uh, the really smart and successful ones, rather than simply getting the right answer, they focus on their thought process. How can they ask the right questions to dig deeper into the problem, to know more about the problem, and have better quality answers or solutions, right? So it starts with the 5 key thinking process, right? The first one is find the unasked question. So shifting from simply giving an answer to asking the question, how might I blank so that I can do blank, right? So it's more of a brainstorming session wherein you try to think of how can you do things better so that you can achieve X result, right? The second one is separate the problem and the symptom. So again, it's very important to isolate where and identify whether the problem that you're trying to solve is indeed the root cause of the problem, or it only a sign of a symptom. Because until you unearth the root cause of the problem, it would tend to be a recurring problem that you would have to deal with at a future time. The third one is, of course, checking assumptions. So definitely, you must be aware on whether or not your assumptions are true, or is it based on fact, or is it based simply on opinion. The fourth one is consider second order consequences. What this means is whenever you make a decision, recommend a solution, you don't just think of the immediate effect, but rather second order consequences. Like if you do X, how would that potentially affect you, years down the line, or do they have second order consequences? Meaning, what is the upside? What is the potential downside? And are you willing to live with the potential downside? The fifth one is create a machine and planned resources. So again, whenever you tackle a problem, there definitely needs to be also an adjustment of resources. So you need to think about, what's the execution plan and how much resources do I need to allocate for this particular strategy. Again, it's not about having the right answer, but having the right questions, and asking the right questions is even more powerful. The second key takeaway is the 4 hats of business. So basically, as a business, you need to learn the habit or learn to wear multiple hats depending on the scenario. The artist hat focuses more on creation, right? Ideation, creation, coming up with products that would address the need of a market. The second one is technician or the operator, focuses on the now, on executing things that need to happen now and delivering on results. The manager basically measures the KPIs, key performance indicators, on whether everyone is in check in terms of achieving their metrics. It's more of monitoring of their KPIs and the performance. And the last one is BOD, board of director or investor. These guys focus more on probing questions like what can go wrong. They try to anticipate the business risk and how can you avoid that from happening. So again, these 4 hats you need to include in your discipline whenever you tackle a problem. Again, it's not about having one kind of style in managing your business, but you need to have 4 different perspectives to be more successful. The third one is ordinary things consistently done produce extraordinary results. Basically, what this means is, some people tend to underestimate the power of small improvements. When done consistently on a regular basis and repeatedly, the impact would be massive. And this applies not just in business but in life, similar to working out, right? You can't simply go to the gym and work out for 5 hours straight and expect a muscular body or a fit body, right? A 30-minute every single day, day in and day out, would have tremendous effects in terms of getting fit, building muscle. Again, it's about building that habit of consistently doing things and striving for small improvement. And over time, results would compound and you'll feel the effects. The next takeaway, the fourth key takeaway is two most powerful vocabulary of leaders. So basically it's help me understand and what do you recommend. So as a leader, you'll have a lot of associates, a lot of followers, a lot of subordinates, right? And you must be very clear in terms of what success looks like for you, right? The common challenge that leaders encounter is whenever they have an underperforming employee, the root cause is really it may be a drive, motivation, but most common is basically there's not an alignment in terms of their definition of success. So you need to clearly define and make sure that your employee clearly understands his success metrics, and you need to align with that. The second one is similar to what I mentioned earlier. There needs to be clear expectations and delivery outcomes. One great example there is speed limit, right? In a highway, if there is no, you can not get a speed limit ticket if there is no speed limit. So you need to clearly define your expectations and the outcome that you want to be driven. The third one is again the two most powerful vocabulary of leaders is again help me understand. Whenever you're talking to your employees, you need to, rather than make an assumption or a statement without understanding his or her side, right? You need to start by having a curious mind, by asking the question and helping you understand the situation. And the second most powerful question is really asking his or her thoughts. What does he or she recommend? Because sometimes the most brilliant ideas come for those people who are actually on the ground, who experience it day in and day out, and you'd be surprised by the insight and feedback that'd be given. So again, it's asking, help me understand your situation, why is this happening, and two, what do you recommend we do in order to solve this problem? And if ever, after aligning your expectations and, asking their feedback, but still, they still repeatedly fail to comply, it's sometimes you need to make the hard decision to redefine your working relationship. If he or she still fits within the culture, or he or she would be better off at another company. And the last key takeaway is four simple questions to amplify growth. Who do I want to buy from me? What must happen to cause them to buy? What must happen to keep them coming back? And what could happen to cause them not to buy? Basically, you're able to identify your target market, what would make them buy, right? What would keep them from buying? Uh, and at the same time, how can you avoid them from going to your competitor? When you solve this, you solve key three metrics, right? Customer acquisition, attracting them, what would make them buy, customer retention, what would make them buy repeatedly, and um, uh, you also defeat the competition because you anticipate what are the potential risks of them not buying from you and shifting to a competitor. So I think mastering these four key simple questions would help you, amplify growth by growing your number of customer acquired, at the same time retaining a loyal customer base and building on those fans you already have. So with that, those are the 5 key takeaways of A Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham. If you like the summary, I summarize a lot of books. Again, this is book number 18, a lot of other books in my YouTube channel. Go visit youtube.com, search Paolo Barinas, and like and subscribe. Thank you, and see you again next Sunday.